Hey folks, welcome back. Marty here. Today I want to show you a special thing. I recently acquired a tape machine, which is an Akai GX630 with Dolby noise reduction. And I want to show you how to incorporate the tape machine into the hybrid setup with the console and the DAW, which is Logic Pro X. And the tape machine itself is probably around 30 years old. It's a 3-motor direct drive with glass and ferrite tape heads. And I had to clean it pretty much. It was covered with dust on the outside and also on the inside. And I vacuum cleaned it out, and I used a lot of pure alcohol to clean everything, but now it's in a good condition and it's working really good. And so I would say let's get right to it. I'm going to show you how to load the tape recorder with reels. I'm going to clean the heads, and we're going to have a little bit of recording fun with it. Alright, so now let me show you how to prepare the tape machine for the first recording. And you basically do this always for the recording. It's very key to clean the tape heads and also to clean the pinch roller and the pins or the leaders where the tape goes through. And personally I use just pure alcohol for that. It's ethanol, 96.3% alcohol, and a small Q-tip or a cotton bud, and you basically just sprinkle a little bit on the top of a Q-tip like that, and then you go through all the tape heads. So the first one is that one, it's the erase head. Gonna clean that. And the second one is the recording head. Make sure everything is properly cleaned. And lastly, the play head. And that's it. So all 3 tape heads are now cleaned. And now let's head over to the pinch rollers and the leaders where the tape goes through. So that's the first one. Also make sure to have it underneath and on all sides. Then we go to that pinch roller here. Right. Then on the other side here, again, also this one. And of course this pinch roller, as you can see, it runs because the machine is now powered on, and it makes it very easy to clean it properly. So as you can see, we have a small residue here, just a little bit from a previous recording and a previous tape. Alright, now let me show you how to actually put tapes on a tape recorder, so the reels. And we're going to start off with the right one, which is the empty one. And we take the nap adapter and we push it right onto the right one. Then we're going to secure it, and we going to put on the empty reel. You have to play around a little bit with that and then make it tight. So that's the first one. And the loaded one, which comes most of the times in a plastic reel, I usually transfer it to another metal reel, but just for the purpose of the videos I'm going to use the plastic one. Basically the same. The tape should be on the left side, so you don't put it like that, you put it like that and push it into that. Again with the nap adapter, this time it comes on the outside there, squeeze it on the inside and the lowering. So then you take the tape, usually there is a leader tape on that you should glue onto the first one. There are different colors for different purposes, like mono, stereo recordings and so forth. But I don't have a leader tape right now, so I'm gonna just use the tape itself. and we're gonna squeeze it through the first pinch roller underneath the tape heads, through the capstan, and here through the second leader. And on the metal reels there is a small hole with a slit in there, and this is a cool help to secure the tape there. So what you're gonna do is you push the tape through this small slit, and then you can push literally your finger into that, and then you give it a few spins, and that's how to put the tapes on a tape recorder. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to properly align the tape machine with the console, and we're going to use a 1 kHz sinus tune for that. And what we want to achieve here is that the VU meters on the console and the input VU meters on the tape machine are basically the same, so they line up to 0 VU. And to do that, as you can see, I have here a 1 kHz tone, a test track with a oscillator, the test oscillator from Logic. We have just a test tone of 1000 Hz, and I basically do always the conversion from 0 VU, which is the analog in the analog domain, is basically just -18 dB FS, which is full scale, and it's in the digital domain. So now when we unmute the track, we hear the test tone, and let me show you what the console says now. So this goes just out to track 1 and 2, which is that here, and as you can see we are at 0 VU. And also on the main mix out, which is that, we have 0 VU. Right? And now what we basically want to do is head over to the tape machine, and it's already set here to the source. And what we're going to do now is use those two putties, which are the gain, or the line gain. This tape machine has also a mic input, so the outer ring is for the line and the inner one is for the mic, and we're just going to use the outer one. So, and now we're just going to measure this one, the first one, the left one, to 0. It's around here. And we also do the same one here with the right one. Bring it nearly to 0. Right. Okay. I'm also going to use Dolby NR for that. If you don't use it, it has a little bit more hiss overall, and it sounds pretty good, the Dolby NR, so you don't hear a lot of noise reduction artifacts. So I really like that. And now back in the DAW, as you can see, we have here the mixdown track where the input comes from the output from the tape comes back, and it's also at -18, the same as we sent the test tune out. So that's basically all you have to do with aligning that here. So just the VU and the dBFS. And now we're ready to record something on the tape. Alright, now I'm going to play a little bit of the track. I used it in a previous video. It's just a drum and bass and a little bit of synth. Sounds like that. What we're gonna do now is switch back from the main mix to the 2 track on the console, which is our mix down monitoring chain here. And on the tape machine we set the counter to 0. So we have a start here. The tape speed is here at 7.5 IPS, reel size is 10 inch. The Dolby NR is selected. We have here the tape selector from low noise setting, and we simply press now record and play, and the whole thing starts. And we're going to hit play on the computer. As you can see, we have a pretty good signal. And it really depends if you have a little bit more saturation, so you can print a little bit harder to tape, like 0 + 1 or +2 dB view. But just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to record it pretty clean. So I'm going to let this record through, and then we'll be back in a second. Alright, so everything is now rewinded, and now we're going to select the monitoring for the tape, because we want to hear what's been recorded, and we give it a listen, how it sounds. There we go. We can push it up a little bit. So you can see here on the meters, pretty good signal coming in. Seems to be right. Okay, let's stop that, rewind it again. And now what we want to do is mute all those tracks here. Just have the mixdown track, make it record enable, and we're gonna hit record. And now we hit play on the tape. And it gets recorded into the DAW. So as you can see, I have now here the Akai mixdown, which is that blue track here, and here are all the different tracks from the original source. And what we're going to do now, I'm going to switch on the console between the original mix and the new Akai mixdown. So between the tape and the original one, and I'm going to listen how they compare to each other, and basically how it sounds. So now the first one is the original mix. And now the other one. Alright, so what you probably immediately hear is that the tape mixdown of the Akai has a little bit more low end, but also a little bit less top end. But I really like the sound of the low end. It's also a little bit more saturated. You can play around with that if you overload the tape a little bit, so you get different sounds. But to get the high end a little bit back, is what you can do is insert a EQ in the mixdown track. I'm going to use here just the Waves Quick Tag, and I boosted a little bit of 12,000 Hertz with a bandwidth of 6, so a Proto one. And let's listen to that now, without and with. Top end sounds no more like the original. And let's compare this to again. So again, the original mix. Okay. Alright, so this was the video how to properly set up a tape machine for the first recording. And I hope that you could learn a little bit about the whole philosophy around that when you are actually recording to tape. You can get really cool effects with oversaturated effects when you use it, for example, on a drum bus or on a bass track. I usually like it on the mix bus, just to give the track a little bit more, for example, crit, or tape usually has a little bit more bottom end to it, or a little bit more depth and warmth. And so I really like the sound of tape, and I always wanted to have a real one, so now I'm very glad to have one. Nevertheless, the plugins nowadays are also very great. They are basically in the handling the same as a real tape machine. You can overload them, you can play around with the tape speed, you get a little bit more top or less bottom end, and vice versa. And so I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos of my hybrid setup. And so thanks for watching, and see you in a next video.